goddamn paid lawyer, like you, Robert Kardashian, like to defend the fact that the Jews may have the Jewish government at the time had anything to do with it. It's clear to see that yes, the Roman government had the authority to execute somebody in their domain, but the state and local government interweavings and the economy was still handled by the Jewish government. And they had a bone to pick with Jesus, and in the rebellion on the ground between the people who were rebellion against the Jewish government at the time, Rome is going to come in and squash all that and kill everybody, just like they did eventually. So, like, what are we saying here, man?
Okay, let him respond to it now, Blake.
Sure. So, the Gospels themselves, as well as every Roman record, entirely debunks your idea that there was a local Jewish government and a Roman government above that. Okay, so Saul was a tax collector directly to Rome. He was a Jew, but he was delivering the money to Rome. There was no local Jewish government. There was only a Roman government. Now,
I think he was referring to
I am happy to use the Gospels as an opinion. But the reason that I accept their story of the crucifixion because it is backed up by other historical records. However, the details that were added to the Gospels, particularly the Gospels that we don't have a single copy of between the 3rd, 4th, and 5th century, when they were preaching this religion in Rome, seeking to get the pagans in Rome to adopt. So, for example, we don't have the 4 Gospels before 350. We don't have any full Gospel before 300. We have scraps of Gospels that have different words in different places. But we don't actually have a first-hand Gospel. What we do have is first-hand accounts from Tacitus, from Pliny, from Josephus, from people who were alive at the time, who talk about what happened. And every single one of them says the same thing. That he was a Jewish rebel who was killed for rebellion. These are first-hand documents that we have. We also have a first-hand document, a first-hand account of what happens when the Romans come down on a Jewish rebel without the Jews immediately turning that rebel over, which is Bar Kokhba. It goes very badly for the Jews. Now, again, stepping aside from the fact that according to Christian theology, the reason he died was for your sins. That he chose to die. That was the entire point. That he died for your sins. So the idea that the culpability goes to anyone besides Christian sinners is hilarious. But that aside, according to every historical record, the reason this man was killed with the kind of punishment that was exclusively given to rebels and criminals against the state by members of the state was because of his actions against the state.
Well, why did they have this thought on the idea that
That was
Ajik, shut up.
That was perfect obvious finger bullshit.
So, but I don't get though. All right, so at least
Barabbas was just a thief, though.
I get it because he never
You
was being
live
a
one at
traitor.
a time, please. I'm begging in this room. Pepe's going, and then Achik.
Sure. Now, I'm not trying to accuse Jews. I think it's irrelevant as first Christians were Jews, so it's just silly. But I mean, I guess, are you? All right. So, how would Pontius Pilate have ever, or the Romans have ever encountered Jesus if it was not for him really pissing off the leaders there at the temple, and because he was, blasphemous and amongst other things, and then we would have to sell the idea that he's somehow this traitor, this really bad person who wants to revolt to Pontius Pilate when he was pretty uninterested in him. I mean, I don't see how. For me, it's hard to dissolve the Pharisees of kind of spurring that whole process.
The answers for the process. Traitor.
Yeah, but the Romans didn't view him that way.
Yeah, every Roman saying Roman, every Roman. Just to claim the Romans didn't see him that way is debunked by every Roman.
Yeah, we're doing it like as a
So it's not the singers going?
so
Say what the tweet is, so it says something.
And I don't give a shit.
Hey, check, you gotta let Tobias Singer
Give
respond.
some respect. It's
He's gonna
terrible
get
what you're
removed
doing.
because he's gonna intentionally try to say
It's
something.
terrible what you're doing. I don't care what you're saying. I'm supposed to speak. Stop talking.
okay, Rabbi,
You know?
go ahead, Archie.
Yeah.
To respond to the claim of humanity. Hold on one second.
But yeah.
The idea that the Romans didn't see him that way is disputed by every single Roman source.
Actually, that's absolutely false. Number two, you said like the creed and stuff was like in the 350 ADs and everything. The Nicene Creed was 325 AD, like I put in the thing. When all of them came together and they put the Nicene Creed, which every Catholic say, as you know, I believe in one God, the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth. I'm not going to bore you with the rest. But that's all we say. You're not saying, you're just talking about, oh, he was just a Jewish rebel and everything else like that. You're actually insulting every Catholic, every Christian on earth by being like, oh, he was just a Jewish rebel. We see him as God Almighty, the Father on earth, creator, maker of heaven and earth. Don't come here and be like, oh, he was just some random Jewish rebel and blah, 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 and everything else. Like, this is our God.
Alright, but no, but hold on, hold on, a check.
BB, we don't need it moderators interrupt. It's
He's in my room today. I just want to do something and say something.
Goddamn, you keep on doing this.
No, I don't keep doing it. You can't criticize the rabbi for having his opinion. That's the way he looks at it. No, but you're telling him that he can't tell you that he can't have an opinion?
No,
Then you can't have a fucking opinion.
Why? I don't know
No, but that doesn't make sense. That's disrespectful.
But wait, he should show some respect. He's talking about my God and our God. There's 2 billion Christians.
And you're talking about a Jewish boy who's our brother and sister.
He's talking about, wait. I'm not attacking the rabbi. I have a lot of respect for him. I actually like him. Rabbi Shlomo Lifton, one of the best of the best. I actually like him. But this is bullshit. He's talking about our God the Father. You know what I mean? And he's just dismissing him as some rebel Jewish guy. And, it was just evading like
Jews don't believe in Jesus,
committed blasphemy and everything.
Even Jesus, they don't believe Jesus is God. They don't believe in Jesus. So then why do you care?
If you want to talk about historical facts, come and talk about historical facts because the Nicene Creed was in 325 AD, not the 380
He missed 50 years.
The
He missed
350 AD
50
you're
years.
talking about. It means like 50 years long ago.
Does it make a difference?
And that's when they compiled the Holy Bible. The Holy Bible is sacred to us. So at least if you're gonna get the Holy Bible correct, at least get your years, get your dates correct, bro. Honestly.
Rabbi, do you want to respond?
Sure. So I'm sorry you're shocked that I don't think he's God. I thought me being a rabbi would
I'm
clear
not
that up.
shocked.
I don't think he's God. I think he was a rebel who was killed by the Romans.
And you want to keep shilling for these people out there to Catholics?
I don't the Son of God. I don't think the concept of Son of God exists. That's why I'm Jewish. As for the Nicene Creed, we do not have a single version of the Gospels from the time of the Nicene Creed, which is what I said. The oldest paper that we had, the oldest papyrus we had with all 4 Gospels, is from decades after the Nicene Creed. Now, the Nicene Creed is when they chose which parts were part of the Bible and which parts weren't part of the Bible, which is hilarious to me. But we don't have any originals from the Nicene Creed. We have papyrus from decades later.
Wait, hold on, this is confusing, because you're arguing two somewhat, contradictory things.
He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
He's saying that the Gospels were altered, right, to blame the Jews for Christ's death, and then he's saying that the Gospels themselves actually confirm his view, which doesn't make any sense.
He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He doesn't. Yeah,
I don't think they confirm my view. To be fair,
Hold on, because your take, Rabbi, your take is that the Gospels confirm your view that the Romans were responsible and that Jewish involvement is minimal or non-existent, right? It's just only the Romans. Is that your take? Yes or no?
But in one way, he's like,
Let him answer it. Achik, let him answer the question.
doesn't work.
Achik, hold on. Let him answer the question that Gu just asked.
So no, that's not what I said at all.
Okay, what do you think?
Then what did you say? In one way, you're saying like the Holy Gospel is like correct in some sense, and in other way you're saying, oh, it's dismissive because nobody confirmed it for hundreds of years. And as Catholics, we're just like, oh, it was like translated like 300 years later. So it's like you're just wrong on so many aspects. Either it's correct or either it's false. What is it? Either Jesus, we believe that he's a prophet and everything else like that, or you just believe some rebel. Because I never heard a single rabbi in my entire life that just dismissed Jesus as a single Jewish rebel. This is a
What did
radical
Rabbi
opinion,
say to you,
and I never
Achik?
heard this in my
Achik,
entire
what have
life.
Rabbi
Any
said?
ever in my entire life. You're my rabbi.
Achik, what Rabbi said to you he is? Curious. What have they said? What have they said? What have they called him?
Jesus like some random rebel. And
Well, what have they said he is? No, but Achik, what have rabbis said he is to you? You just said all the rabbis you've ever talked to have never said that. What have they called him? What have they said he is? How have they described him?
Not God.
What else have they said? That's their answer? Not God?
No,
That's the only thing they said?
Not God.
What else have they said? Hold on, Lou. What else?
They all say not God. They don't believe he's the Son of God. They don't believe he's the Messiah, the Mashiach.
They don't say that. They say much worse things.
That's all they say.
And what kind of rabbis? Hold on. What kind of rabbis have said this to you? Reform, conservative, Orthodox, Chabad? What rabbis have said?
All the other ones are false in my opinion.
Okay.
It's only rabbis.
Okay, Achik, now let the rabbi respond.
All the other ones are false.
Let the rabbi respond.
You said the rabbis don't think he's the Son of God. They don't think he's the Messiah. They don't think he's whatever else you put in your list. What do they think he is?
They're just glad he's a Jew. So they say you guys are worshiping Jews.
Exactly. They just
What
say
do they
he's
say
Jewish.
he is?
You know,
Hold on a second,
typical
dude.
conversation.
I check all these rabbis you have spoken to. What do they say he is?
They say to us Jewish people, he doesn't matter to us. That's it.
Okay, how is that different from what I said?
Because
Sure. Ooh, hold on a second. How is that different?
here's the deal.
Balake. Hold up, bro. It's between Achik and Rabbi. Balake.
No, the difference is it's the way you're saying it like he's some Jewish rebel. It's the condescending nature you're saying it that I have a problem with. You know what I mean? Other rabbis have respect. You can be like, oh, I don't care about him. I don't respect him. What I mean, he's not the Son of God. But it's the way you're saying it that's really pissing me the fuck off.
I didn't say I won't respect him.
He's like dirt.
Well, Achik, this is how. Achik, why is this such a shock for you? This is how the Jews view Christ. Are you now just learning about this?
Wow. So,
No,
rabbi Semite aside,
people are good
what?
people.
I
I never heard a rabbi talk like this ever.
You've never heard a rabbi talk like this. That's a shock.
Never.
Okay, Goop, can you try to not interrupt? I check. What from the fact that I said that he was a Jewish rebel makes you say I have no respect for him? Bar Kokhba was also a Jewish rebel. Menachem Begin was a Jewish rebel. There's no problem with being a Jewish rebel.
It's the fact you compare Jesus Christ with those people. You know what I mean?
But, okay, so you understand, in my view, he isn't God. He is a Jewish man who was born of a man and a woman,
And that was my point 10 minutes
like every
ago.
other Jewish man in history.
Achik, that's the most fundamental difference between us.
Hold on 1 second. This idea that me not accepting him as Lord is an act of disrespect is ridiculous.
It's
No, I don't care because
Like every other rabbi in the world, I don't think he's a prophet. Like every other rabbi in the world, I don't think he's Messiah. Like every other rabbi in the world, I don't think he's the Son of God. I think he was a Jew. I honor him as a member of my faith. And I think he rebelled against the Roman government and died for it.
What?
Are you anti-Christian?
Ridiculous. Come on.
It's that
what the
simple.
hell is this? Is this stand-up?
You guys can't even be mature enough to just
Because
respect an
it's
opinion.
preposterous. That's why.
Because it's fucking ridiculous. That's why.
Mute every. What? No.
Talmud, it says that Jesus.
Everybody, stop. What is preposterous? That we, in our faith, don't accept him as God?
No, I know.
So you're saying that's
burning an
preposterous?
excrement.
You're saying that's preposterous?
No, it says that Jesus
That
is
it's
burning
our
an
choice
excrement.
to not accept him as God. Would you like to have this debate with people that are
No.
Hindi
I'm
that
saying it's
also
preposterous.
don't
Let
accept
me
him
ask
as
you a
God, or
question.
Buddhists
Let me
that
ask
don't
you a
accept
question.
him as God? I mean, like, no. I find this so disingenuous. We don't accept him as God. That's the reality. The fact that, hold on, dude, shush.
Is it anti-Semitic?
No, I think
Just stay on your mic.
You are not the children of God.
Othello, quiet.
Is it
The fact that he was a rebel, the same way Buck was a rebel, doesn't couch someone as a negative. It is a comment about a historical fact
That's
about
not true
him.
because the Jews use it
Okay,
as a-
whether I think it's
That's
true
pejoratively,
is not the
that's
point.
why.
It's what we think is.
Called a betrayer, but
Yes, but the point is that when you hear
Whoa.
rabbis refer to
Jack, you're a Muslim? Jack, are you a Muslim?
He is a Muslim.
Is Jesus your Lord?
Jesus is one of the highest.
Is he your Lord? Is he your Lord, or is Allah your? Hold on, quiet. Is Jesus your Lord, or
He's
is
a direct
Allah?
messenger of
Who do you
God.
pray to? Who do you pray to? Do you pray to Allah?
No, I don't pray to Jesus, but he's a direct messenger.
You don't pray to Jesus. I don't pray to
Hold on.
Jesus. You don't pray to Jesus.
Yeah, but you
May
don't think
peace be
he's
Do you think he is, Jack? Hold on.
I'll tell you.
Hold on. No. Jack and I are. Jack, do you think he's a?
Jesus, may peace be upon him.
I think that any Jewish man is a son of God. I think every Jewish man is a son of God.
We believe-
Every Jewish man.
We believe that all
is a son
children
of
are
God.
God's children.
Because I believe in
No,
God.
we believe that too. Hold on. If you guys knew anything about the Trinity, Jesus Christ is not the literal Son of God. Okay, he existed before his
No,
incarnation.
you guys believe he's God himself.
Yes, we
What are
do.
you talking about now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
hold on,
so
yes.
it's a big
What are you
difference with
saying?
the son.
Wait, hold on. Go, repeat that again.
He's not the literal Son.
You don't even
Hold on,
understand what the hell
Jack,
the
hold
Trinity
on,
is.
wait. Oh
He
my
doesn't
God,
even
you're
know what.
I draw.
so annoying. It hurts my head. It hurts my head. Jesus Christ, not the literal Son of God. Okay, that's the analogy that is used to explain Son. Christ was not created. Okay, in his divine. Okay, the incarnation is another thing, but Christ in his divinity was not created. He's not the literal Son of God. Anyway.
what?
Well, wait a second. Hold on. Wait. Well, Black America. Can I have your opinion?
He's the second. He's
wait a
the
second,
second
please.
person of the Trinity. Yes.
Excuse
he's the
me.
second
Can
person.
please- Black America. Can I hear?
Honey, you know
Ooh,
what's
Othello, excuse me,
funny?
Black America. Can I hear you? Can I have
Joe,
your opinion, please?
Jewish women,
In
Jewish
regards to who
is the son
Jesus-
of a God.
I would be glad to give my opinion. Look, one of the mods just said something really important. She said that the Jews not believing that Jesus Christ is their God. That's a totally fair point. It's absolutely fair. And what I'm just trying to harp here is that the only problem with American Christians right now is we have a problem with us not being able to say what the gospel say. It's blood libel. We get accused of blood libel and being anti-Semitic because we're just stating what the gospel says. Point is, King Herod was the appointed king of Judea at the time of Jesus' crucifixion. King Herod was the one who called the hit on the murder of babies when Jesus was a baby. So these are things that happened. That these people had authority over Judea. They were also at the very same time, because two things can be true at the same time. They were also occupied by Rome. And since the rabbi was able to in this debate interject his opinion about the climate, the political climate was as simple as this: they were occupied They were also corrupt. The government of Judea at the time was corrupt in money changing and charging people for salvation. And Jesus had a problem with that. Whether you believe or I believe, because if I was there at the time, I probably could have had doubt. But you had to have faith to believe that that man was who he said he was.
And
he performed miracles right in front of everybody. And the Sanhedrin put him on the stand and asked him to do this and do that, and he did it. And that can even still be misconstrued as witchery or some kind of crazy stuff. But the point is, you never know if you don't believe. And there are people that believe that Jesus Christ came here to die for our sins, and he did that. And we ain't got no problem with you not believing that. You're going to have to deal with that with God.
Do you believe Jesus is God, is what I was asking?
We all do.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Christ is king.
He's the second person of the Trinity. Have you heard of the Trinity?
I have.
I'm talking about Christ.
And don't you guys say the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit?
We have God the Father, right?
Yep.
You have God the Son, who is Christ, and then you have God the Holy Spirit.
So who's the Son? Who's he the Son of?
They're all the same.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm asking.
Just let Goo do this on his own. Goo can handle this on his own without everybody jumping the mic.
It's called the Son of God, but not in the way that like humans have kids, right? He didn't get created. He didn't just start existing.
No, Mustacho, please shut up.
So
Go ahead, Goo.
the Father, we call him the begotten Son, right? So the Father begets the Son, like your mind, right, begets a thought. So he's fully God, exactly like the Father, just in a different
But why do
way.
they say the Son?
Because it's the analogy that is used to explain the Trinity. It's yes, there is a sonship there that is eternal, but it's not literal. It's not like biological.
So you're saying that there's
the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit.
We're all children of God. That's not the same
Correct.
concept that can be.
But if it's God, why would he refer to himself as a child of God? If it's God himself.
Wait, so thank you, baby.
No, but
That was
if
my
it's
question.
God himself, why would he refer to himself as a child of God?
He is the son of that.
Because
I
you don't
I just explained
understand.
it.
He brought himself as a human form, bro. That's what you
Yeah, but he's the human form, so he's God in his flesh.
It's not meant to be taken literally, dude. It's not
It's not meant to be taken literally.
What do you mean it's not meant to be taken literally?
Because you guys are upset that the rabbi called him a rebel, and you're saying don't take it literally. That's like
What the? I'm sorry, but now that sounds crazy. What do you mean literally?
Oh, Angel, do you know what an arc is? Right? Things that are used to like explain. Right? It's
I
not.
do, but BB, I want you to answer BB's question because
Yes.
that was my question. Why would God define himself as son?
He just told me
whatever
like
he wants to do.
Oh my God, just one mic. All I need is one mic. I don't need three people jumping the question. I just need to respond.
Oh my God, Goo.
If you don't want to answer, I'll answer.
No, I don't.
know.
Please, both of you, all three of you, shut up. I don't need Mustacho, whatever. and Blake, I don't need you.
He's the eternal Son of God, right? In the sense that he is the revealed truth, right? That's his divine identity as the second person of the Trinity. That's why. Okay, it's got more deeper meanings. This is the problem. You guys take words a little too literally sometimes. Things have much deeper meanings anyway.
Wait, but when the rabbi was just speaking, you guys took the words that he was saying literally.
Conventional Christian theological knowledge here. Okay, he's not this created way, right? It's not symbolic either, right?
So just answer my question. Do you believe that Jesus is God, or do you believe that there's only one God?
There's only one God. Jesus Christ is God. He's the second person of the Trinity. You have three persons and one divine essence.
So then you believe in three gods?
I don't believe in
No, retarded fucking bitch.
Oh,
He just
God.
told
Yo,
me.
whoa. That's it, bro. Fuck you. Honestly. I'm not dealing with that disgusting shit. You have fucking Tourette's, I checked. Constantly calling people bitches and shit, dealing with that on the stage.
It's disgusting. I don't know if he does that to the women in his real life. I don't know if he does it to women in his real life, but it's coming across that he does.
I think, Angel, you're being purposely dense here, and you're asking a bunch of
I'm not being purposely dense. Because when the rabbi was speaking, you guys took every word.
Hold on, why are you guys upset that we want to educate ourselves?
So now I just want to Kinda
you
going
proud
ahead
to want to
and-
educate people instead of finding it as a threat. That's so weird.
No,
I'm
it's
trying to, but nobody will let me. I know. I can answer it in a very easier way. So back in biblical times, son of didn't mean like literal son. It means that shared the same nature as someone. So if you said he's the son of God, that means he shares the.
See, now that makes sense.
I say this whole time.
No, I know, but
You said something
jumped-
completely different from what they
from
said.
everybody else has been saying, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because they.
Well, I'm just because what I'm
studied
saying
very
is that when the
deeply.
rabbi was speaking, they took every word literally. So now when they're speaking, I just wanted to let them hear the word.
What did we take?
The other guy got upset saying, like, how could you call him a rebel, this and that, da-da-da-da-da.
Thank
took
you.
him
He was a
literally.
rebel.
Oh, that wasn't me.
Oh, hold on,
First off.
Mustacho. Why was he a rebel?
Because he was overturning what he was going against what the Jews and
Are you a Christian, sir?
yeah I'm
Okay,
a
so
non-denomination.
the other Christians on stage, are you upset that he called Jesus a rebel?
Yeah, Jesus was not a revolutionary.
Yes,
the
he was.
Pharisees were the revolutionaries. Christ is the fulfillment of the Old Testament.
What you gotta understand, dude,
hold on,
is
you're
that
cutting
Jesus
me off.
was.
You're cutting me off. Christ is the supersession. The supersessionist church, the supersessionist Israel is the church. That's what Christ came to establish. It's the direct line from the old covenant worship into the new covenant, right? So that's Christ. The ones who rejected Christ are the rebels. They are the revolutionaries. Okay, that's how it works. Christ was not a rebel.
I just have one question, one final question. What the fuck does any of this have to do with Iran?
Wake that up.
So
But there was a rabbi in here,
I think
so
Yeah, I'm just fucking Pepe. But I'm just saying, like, we need to get back on topic. People are leaving. There's too much,
Well, what does this
too
have
much
to do
talk
with
about.
Iran?
Yeah, the title of the room. Can you address it?
Ask me because you told
Religion is so subjective. Everybody has an opinion, like everybody has an asshole, So just kind
Well,
of
that's such a California.
Yeah, whatever.
Doesn't matter. So what? He's right though. But Goop,
respond
middle of the room. Could you?
Yeah, the Jews. The Jews. Matt, you're just mad that I exposed your very low IQ take.
Let's get it over with.
to be fair, he's young, but he's a fairly intelligent young man. I mean,
This is his wheelhouse.
I mean, look, the Jews are leveraging America right now to carry out this war, to vanquish one of its enemies. That's clearly the case. I think that's been demonstrated through all the articles that just recently came out about Netanyahu's intelligence. And,
So is religion the problem with Iran?
no. I think Iran...
So then why did you make that statement then about the Jews? Because the title says, news alert, religion the problem, question mark, Iran with two sirens on each side, and then Israel linked with USA. So I asked you again, is religion the problem with Iran? You said no.
When it comes to Iran, no, it's not religion. When it comes to the Jews, yes, it is about religion. It is about...
So but we're talking about Iran. So so you don't believe that there's a radical problem with religion inside Iran?
No, I think if you look at Iran's eschatology, they're sort of like in a frozen state. There's this whole talk about the Mahdi and their eschatology and them wanting to bring about the apocalypse. That's actually not true. It's a misconception. They're actually in a frozen state. The Islamic Republic believes that they can't really carry out. They can only do enough, but they can't. It has nothing to do with initiating the apocalypse. It's actually not true. I mean, I would have to go back and read and get brushed up on it, but as far as I know, that is the case in Iran. That's why they've been so sort of hesitant and calculated when it comes to...
So you don't believe that say U.S. and Israel stop their operation in Iran and the IRG takes back over, you don't think they're going to implement Islamic laws that are going to intensify the killing of innocent Iranian people?
Listen, well, that's the whole thing about this, right? If they weren't going to do it before, they're certainly going to pursue that policy now. That's the issue. That's the unintended consequence of all of this. And the United States did not think this through, and neither did Israel. And that's why the Gulf states are kind of bitter about this, because they're
okay. So then that's the other part. Well, wait, what if the United States and Israel did think this through, and the Iranian people that are on the ground are supposed to be doing their part, and maybe they're just sitting back right now, waiting for a signal from Reza Pahlavi and from Washington?
I think there's a New York Times article that came out, and they said that Netanyahu was upset at the intelligence because they thought that carrying out the strikes against the Ayatollah and the 40 leaders would foment some type of color revolution, and that didn't happen.
So what do you think about what's your take on what Donald Trump said today about he's made some type of deal, he's talking with the Iranians, and they've given him a gift. And somebody says, was it nuclear? He said no, it had to do with oil and gas. So,
well, I mean, if Donald Trump goes down a more diplomatic path to put this to rest, then I would commend him for it. The sooner this is over, the better, I would say.
I would argue that you want to be streamed.
Otherwise, you would have. Does anybody else want to jump in? We have a lot of new people.
Yeah, did you hear that
it's up there.
Second Airborne Division is deployed to Iran as well? 1,000, I think, soldiers.
AK says no.
I think Acek served his time in the Gulag.
That is incorrect. If you read the article, they tore down the article. I wrote it in the chat when I came into the room. The 82nd Division commanding officer and his headquarters team, which is like less than 200 people, they have been asked to go there in order to the area as an advanced party. So the advanced party goes in and checks the logistics, barracks logistics, everything. They clear the area. Then they go back and say, all right, this is what we need to do. This is how we need to prep our soldiers before they even actually deploy. So that's what it is. It's just the advanced team, but it doesn't mean like they're all getting in there and people are freaking out. Okay, then.
Okay, but it says in the article, it says 1,000 are being deployed.
Well, they're talking about the entire 82nd, and within the entire 82nd,
I just put it in the chat, by the way.
I'm sorry, English, please. This is an English room. I don't know why you fuckers can't learn that.
Come on.
The entire, well, it's true. It's one of the rules.
He speaks English.
Hello?
He was speaking English.
That was English?
I said I just put it in the chat, KK.
Okay, that's better English. Thank you. My Asian ears are deceiving. So even they're saying that's the numbers in the division. However, when you're talking about the number of actual infantry, it's going to be less than that. For example, in the Marine Corps, they're saying, they're taking a whole units. Marines are going to be there, boots on the ground. No, the actual boots on said ground would be about 800, which is an entire infantry battalion. So there has to be a support team to support the actual infantry on the front line. That's why the numbers are very, very misgiving.
Okay. But despite there is already negotiation going on, and they kind of on the other hand, they also sending logistic and troops to the Middle East. So
he will, to play as he will, to rest as he will, to die when and how he will. To man has the right to eat what he will, to drink what he will, to dwell where he will, to move as he will on the face of the earth. Every man has the right to think what he will, to speak what he will, to write what he will, to draw, paint, carve, etch, mold, build as he will, to dress as he will, for man has the right to love as he will. Take your fill and will of love as he will. With whom he will. Five man has the right to kill those who would thwart these rights. The slaves shall serve. L58, love is the law. Love under will. Man has the right to live by his own law, to live in the way that he wills to do, to work as he will, to play as he will, to rest as he will, to die
Joy.
when and how he will.
The experience.
To
Joy.
man
The goal.
has the right to eat what he will, to
Experience is
drink
joy. The
what
goal
he
is joy.
will, to dwell where he will, to move as he will on the face of the earth.
Fuck fake. He's a fake.
Every man
He's a fake
has
Democrat.
the right to think what he will, to speak what he will.
I missed. Sorry about that. Stuck out his real. The shipment is in.
Has the right to kill those who would thwart these rights. The slaves shall serve. L58, love is the law. Love under will. Man has the right to live by his own law. Live in the way that he wills to do. To work as he will. To play as he will. To rest as he will. To die when and how he will. To man has the right to eat what he will, to drink what he will, to dwell where he will, to move as he will on the face of the earth. Free man has the right to think what he will, to speak what he will, to write what he will, to draw, paint, carve, and mold. Build as he will, to dress as he will, for man has the right to love as he will. Take your fill and will of love as he will. Five man has the right to kill those who would thwart these rights. The slaves shall serve. L58, love is the law. Love under will. Man has the right to live by his own law, to live in the way that he wills to do, to work as he will, to play as he will, to rest as he will, to die when and how he will. To man to dwell where he will, to move as he will on the face of the earth. Free man has the right to think what he will, to speak what he will, to write what he will, to draw, paint, carve, and mold, build as he will, to dress as he will, for man had the right to love as he will. Take your fill and will of love as he
Can you stay along the lines of your example, since I'm not smarter than a fifth grader? So in regards to solid, liquid, and gas.
I'm not following what you mean.
Well, you said that you're going to explain it in regards to solid, liquid, and gas, right? You identified Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, right? Which you steam and water as the examples, right? So to answer your question, can you stay along the lines of that? Because I wanna get the visual of your response.
So
He doesn't get it. Explain this.
This is how he explains it to his daughter. I'm not smarter than a fifth grader. I want to hear his continuous on this regarding his example.
With all due respect,
Please let him do it himself.
Ironically, the reason why the Jews were...
Why can't he do it by himself?
Well, I'm just putting in my 2 cents.
So you want me to... I don't understand how me saying Jesus was a rebel to the Jewish faith, but not to his plan.
Specifically you said, but God doesn't see him like that. That response came...
I didn't say that God didn't see him that way. I said, but he wasn't a rebel. Meaning, he was acting...
I was saying the same thing, you just
meaning he was acting in accordance to what the plan was already set out.
Right, so that makes the Jews the rebels. That makes
by
them the
himself.
You guys, I understand that, but can you...
But to the Jewish faith...
Listen, I understand that, but to the example that you just gave...
No, I'm sorry, but I feel like you're just trying to use word salad.
Genuinely, I'm not. I swear to God, I'm not. I swear. Not.
Ironically...
What you gave the example in here. This is how I explain it to my daughter, right?
I explained the Trinity.
Okay.
She wants you to explain why...
Exactly. I want you to use the explanation of the Trinity to answer your question. To answer my question.
All right. Well, explain to her.
Okay, so that's funny.
Okay, we need to calm. You need to calm down. Calm down.
So
hard not to use sophisticated language when talking about religion. I mean, like, how else do you want?
Yeah, it really is hard not to use.
I'm going
certain language, but it is hard when you didn't like me cutting you off and you keep.
Listen,
So if you would please quit cutting me off and let me.
I think it's because you're horrible at articulating yourself. Hold on. And this is no offense to you, Mustachio. But when you are inarticulate, or when you're inarticulate in this matter,
I'm
when you're inarticulating this matter,
and you don't know how to not cut somebody off.
I'll tell you why
me off and you keep talking over me.
I'll tell you why this is problematic. I'm going to tell you why this is
at that point because you won't shut up.
why this is problematic.
Nah, I'm just going to go ahead and shut up.
When you fail to articulate yourself with the way she's probing you, you make your ignorance normative for the rest of us in here, and then the idiots in this room, the low IQ people in this room, are then going to take that and then repeat what you say in other rooms.
Okay,
and
first off,
I've seen this happen
I'm not ignorant, and the way that you're talking to me as a brother in Christ is not the way you should be.
In this other room, this other Christian guy had told me in the other room. You hear that shit all the time.
You're literally being the example.
Goo is way better at this than you are, dude.
Be nice.
Goo is way better. Goo is way better at this than you.
What, Jack? You mean that being rude?
No. Wow. Bro. Just don't have an ego about it. Mustache.
Hold on, guys. Attention. News alert. I see at the top of the screen the Jumbotron. This is where I really want to shift the room to. I want to change the whole topic. Israel says it will seize parts of southern Lebanon as defensive buffer. What do you guys think about that?
That's bullshit.
Did they seize the Litani River? Is that what it is?
I think Lebanon should seize parts of northern Israel as a buffer.
Yeah, I know. We should seize parts of your mother so we can have extra babies.
Whoa! Well, there you go.
Whoa! Okay, so
I mean, why not? Why not seize parts of Israel?
I'm reading the Litani River. Okay, so this was probably
just take over another country. It's all good.
We're not taking over a country. We're making.
Whatever.
Guy? You know what? Goo's here. I actually really like Goo. I think he's intelligent. I want to ask Goo the same thing. Please, nobody give him the answer. Okay? It's only going to take me a minute. Goo, me and you.
The right answer is
hold on,
whatever
stop, shut the fuck up. Shut up, perfumer. Shut up. Goo, me and you, we are in Niagara Falls, Canada. And you have a house here. It's a big house. You got a lot of family. I got a lot of family. And we're having a party at your house. And there's about 70 to 80 people, like, of our family members at the house. Me and you, we start drinking fucking tequila. We get drunk. We look outside at your minivan. And you're like, let's go for a drive. Let's cross the border and rob a fucking bank. I'm like, I got some guns. You're like, I got some too. We get in your minivan. We cross the border. We rob a bank. We start shooting people in the bank because we get a little fucking excited. We kill a couple of people. We grab some money. We start driving back and we're shooting back at the cops. We cross back to the border. The cops are chasing us. We decide to drive back to your house with all our families partying. We're now in this huge gunfight. We drive right through the garage. We get in the garage. We run into the fucking house and we're shooting at the police. And the police are shooting back at us. And our family gets murdered. Whose fault is it? No, watch. Wait till you hear the answer.
I know where this is going. It's obviously the guys who started the gunfight.
But do you know what the perfumer said? It's the police's fault.
Okay, yeah, that's preposterous.
But BB's missing a lot of context for what he's trying to conclude.
I know. He's
so right there in a nutshell, to simplify it, is Gaza. To simplify it in a nutshell, that's Gaza. That's October 7th, right there.
Wow.
You can't say that.
If you call jerking off on your mom's face,
here's another situation, right? So here's the other situation. So some retarded people in Canada go to the States, they rob a bank, they got the money, they come back to Canada, they come back to Canada, same thing, and they're holding like all these babies around them. So according to BB, it's okay for the cops
to shooting at the police though?
Shoot right through the fucking baby's head to get at the criminals. That's an awesome idea.
Calm down. Why are you yelling?
Well, shoot right through the fucking baby's head to get at those evil criminals. Do it.
And don't be
Killing
screaming.
is evil. Killing is okay.
Never again is now while they're doing it.
Yeah. BB.
Well,
BB's trying to say that it's okay.
Hold on, let Goo finish, bro.
It seems to me in that analogy, though, BB, the police are not really aware of the people who are in the house, right? I think that's.
They don't need to be aware of who's in the house. You're shooting at the police.
That's the difference, though, is that the Israelis are leveling entire areas and killing.
Are they though? Are they though? There's 2 million. Okay, you're a smart guy, bro. Hold on, you're a smart guy. Hold on.
No, the criminals run.
Hold on. Perfumer, I'm going to shoot you in the face.
Fucking kid.
Okay, so, smart guy. There's 2 million people inside Gaza. And 60,000 or 72,000 people were killed. Out of 2 million. You're telling me they leveled the whole place and only 72,000 people died out of 2 million? You're a smart guy, bro. Don't act stupid right now.
Well, the response happened.
Don't act stupid right now. You're a smart guy. Remember, 2 million people, 72,000 dead. That's precision striking, bro.
Bro, 72. That was not precision striking at all. What are you talking about?
That Blake replied.
What? If you leveled the place, you're telling me only there would be more than there wouldn't be more than 72,000 dead?
Baby, have you seen footage of Gaza?
Holy shit. Blake, holy shit.
Baby, have you seen footage of
simple.
Gaza?
Dude, it's very simple. I mean, everyone knows what. What did you just kick David? Just ban him forever.
Blake,
Jake, I thought we were friends.
Jake. You've seen footage of the Israelis bombing.
Buddy pal. Ain't your buddy, ain't your pal.
Tips over and just falls on it. I mean, to me, that's not ethical. That's not just to take out one person who might be there. Like, what's the intelligence? Like, I would think them having fun. Did they have foreknowledge of October 7th? How is it that they had foreknowledge?
Why are you bringing up October 7th? Why are you doing?
I'm talking about intelligence awareness.
Well, why are you bringing it up?
Because it's inconsistent.
Come on, David. It's fucking simple why the guy brought it up. He's saying, listen, if they have intelligence for that, they should have had intelligence on October 7th. But the reality is it's different.
Talking about. With other
no, but the difference is, I don't know if you watched Fauda, it's probably the closest thing to what's going on there. They have intel on the ground, right, that they had to inject inside of Gaza. When people were running across the border, you don't think a couple of agents went in to try and locate people? But it boggles my mind that you guys think. So in Iran, supposedly, right, the number's 40 to 80. I've even heard today 105,000 that were killed in 2 days.
With 90 million people in the country.
Yeah, 90, okay, in 2 days though. But in 2 years, 2 whole years, 72,000 people got killed in a population of 2 million people with the area the size of New Jersey, right? What's the size of Iran? Twice the size of Texas. So, a highly densely populated area, 2 million people, crammed, 72,000 dead. But Israel's carpet bombing the place. They had some pretty good fucking baseball hats on to not get killed.
Killed more, basically.
They could have killed a million people, and they didn't.
We should be grateful for that.
100,000%, you should be grateful for that.
But in Iran, by the way,
with all the respect, 70,000 is a lot of people.
Jake, but with all due respect, come on, bro, step aside, David. Men are tough. There's a relevant grown-man discussion.
David, he just emasculated you. Holy shit.
When they have a moment of silence, here's mine. When they have a moment of silence for the man who tried to make a whore his housewife, can we all have a moment of silence for those poor individuals?
I saw that post on Twitter too. That was pretty bad.
Anyway, by the way, speaking of the Iran numbers, I've heard a lot of different numbers. 7,000, 40,000, 100,000, 36,000. Where are people getting this shit from, and what do you guys think is true? Because they said it was in like 8 hours or 4 hours or something. Was it 2 days? What do you mean? It's public information.
To be honest, President Trump did say, I think even today, he said, like, they killed thousands of protesters and everything. And when people went to get Trump, they showed it through the CIA, and it was a lot of, just thousands and thousands of Iranians being killed and hit like him. And by the way, when you want to talk about October 7th, also that is not in charge of the globe. Chicago is very security, external position, they're the ones that fucked up. But in terms of the Iranian protesters, I don't know. Iranians, you can see on Telegram all the body bags lining up. it's just public information. That's really it.
You got a question for
But
me?
when the president just says it, and it's like, well, what did you buy about thousands of people dying about it? What's happening in Iraq? Well, I actually don't like war. I think war is a terrible thing. We gotta come to a conclusion, you know. But I think this Islamic regime for 47 years has been doing something terrible to American soldiers. Everybody's getting blown up in Iraq, in Afghanistan. Everybody, you know.
Do you think in Iran?
So Jack, what is your question?
Wait, check your question, man. Jack,
What
do
is
you
that?
think in Iran those protests were natural, or do you think there was foreign intelligence there stoking flames and organizing?
Oh, bro, those protests are not even fucking natural. You know what I mean? Like, they knew they were gonna die. I think some were natural, some were not natural, like from their market and stuff. Some are natural, some are not natural, but it's a bit of both, I would say.
Israel
But
came out basically.
I think. Wait. He asked me a question. I really think the U.S. is probably going to take Hog Island because you don't send Marine Expeditionary Forces to the region without them doing something. You know, they're not going to go there to file their fingernails. You know, when those Marines land there, I think they're supposed to land there in like 3 days on Saturday or something else like that. They're gonna fuck up Hog Island. That's what I keep talking about. Make a deal. If they don't make a deal by Friday, Marines are gonna take that island, and that's where 90% of Iran's gas and oil comes from. That's just my guess.
Jack,
I
your
could be wrong.
answer's in the chat. Where? Uh-oh. Wait, where? As many as 30,000. I can post the article. The country, the Iranians in the chat.
Yeah, Jack. There was actually it was in Bloomberg, I believe, yesterday. So it was acknowledged by several sources, both in America and across Israeli intelligence. But basically, the Mossad came up with the idea of like spurring a civilian revolt, and of course, they have a lot of assets there, and thinking that it would help overthrow the IRGC. Now, they were in very big disagreement with the acronym is AMAN, AMAN, and that is the military intelligence unit for Israel, because they thought the idea was stupid. But Netanyahu, I guess, liked the Mossad's idea, so they went ahead and tried it. And I guess they all in America and in Israel have acknowledged it was basically a failed plot. It didn't go anything like they expected.
Jack, do you expect Time Magazine or no? Or do you accept it? Yeah, it depends who they're sourcing, but yeah, for the most part. The Iranian health ministry. Two officials from... Yeah, so they got the sources, the two Iranian health minister officials that quoted the number of 30,000. I see it, yeah. I see what you're saying. Two senior officials of the country's Ministry of Health told the Time it was as many as 30,000 people could have been killed in those 2 days. Now, on the idea of foreign intervention and stuff, I was just reading something Goo put in the chat that basically the Israelis or Netanyahu basically used the idea that the Iranians would overthrow the regime if we bombed them as a way to convince them to go through with this war. Do you guys think that's true? I mean, I wouldn't put it past, the CIA and also, the Israelis sending in operatives to stoke the flames to get a big fucking protest, and that knowing that people are going to get killed, which will then legitimize them intervening. And why didn't these guys... Man, I just feel like... Well, the only reason we wanted to do it... The only reason we didn't do it earlier is because we were down in fucking dealing with Venezuela. And once they got the aircraft carriers over there, that's when they engaged. Yeah, but the Iranian people themselves, why didn't they plan for this shit? I mean, they've been doing it for 47 years, fighting IRGC, but they just go out and mow them down and shit. Yeah, the protests ain't gonna work. You gotta think of other shit.
No, that's not true. What are you talking about? They planned. They knew that was Iran's
like major plan to try to attack the Strait of Hormuz.
We already conceded that. What are you arguing? Who are you arguing with, man? Oh, wait, are you inebriated, Mountain? That's like a clarifying question.
No, I just got off fucking work. What are you talking about?
That doesn't wow. David's definitely drunk. He's always drunk.
No, I'm not drunk. I'm tired as fuck. So.
You lying drunk some bitch.
Exhaustion can make you talk and feel like you're drunk. So.
You know, frankly, I'm actually more worried about Lebanon. Because I have a lot of Lebanese friends, and they just mobilized 400,000.
Fine, though.
Wait.
I want to hear what he has to say, David.
I just want to say, I'm more worried about Lebanon because they just mobilized like 400,000 reservists. You don't do that unless you're going to do a grand invasion. And that's more deadly than any air campaign, you know.
Are you talking about Israel? Israel?
Yeah, like I have some friends. No, I have some friends in Israel that was like, oh,
I'm more worried about white care.
Wait. Stop cutting people off. I was talking to some friends in Israel today, and they were just like, well, I just got mobilized, you know, like I'll talk to you maybe in a month or something, whatever, you know what I mean. But the Lebanon one I'm more afraid of. Iran is going to be settled because it's been 47 years of pure terror. It's going to go away. They're going to deal with Iran. The people are going to take over their country. That's settled. But poor Lebanon, man, they have to deal with a horror regime, terrorist regime there, you know. I don't understand why they don't deal with it. But ground forces are much, much more deadly than any air campaign because they go door to door. And if you're there, you're fucked. So I'm more worried about that.
That's right.
Yeah, I pray for the Lebanese people.
Thank you for your contribution, David.
Say I do not. Of course, I know that after the Haitian got their independence, they took control of the whole island, so our part is not invaded from the French. Of course, I know all of it, and of course, I understand that if it wouldn't be because of Haiti, we would be invaded by the Europeans again. So it's funny that you come here and assume that I don't know my history because I do know my history. It's funny because you always come from a perception that you know the history of everybody, but you assume right away that I do not know my history, man. And that's it does it and what we were going again. And
lights was on. We don't know if he had his horns going. You know, that's one of my nightmares. I'm on my motorcycle. I got my helmet on. There's engine. My nightmare is not hearing a fire truck coming into an intersection or a cop car coming into an intersection on a chase, going to the scene of a crime, and I can't hear him. Damn sure can't see him until it's too late. Like all riders talk about that, and it's happened to a rider that I know. He came out the block, he was zooming, and he got hit by a fire truck and died. Was on to the scene.
Say what? He was on it.
Controlled chillism.
Pepe, you hot mic in there, Pepe. You sound like you're repping one off or Iran.
I told you to go to sleep.
You want to bet?
We're let's go.
Yo, Jack.
Let's go. Okay, come on. I'll lie down. Let's go.
No.
There'll be like
BB, you got a hot mic, BB.
There'll be this shouting match between two black guys and chillism, and then David will interject and go, "Oh, that's not true," and they'll just go, "Hey, move this motherfucker down, man!" Fucking crashing out.
They crash out on it, yeah, bro. That shit is amazing.
Move this motherfucker down, man.
Hey, yo, man. Who the Hey. Who moved me in the audience? I will say, like Yahaba person, David. Yahaba.
No, but the chillism people, whoa, they were very aggressive, right? And
I was like, I would tell them to calm down, and they would just yell at me to the point where they're like, get this. I won't say it. They say certain things. I don't want to say.
Pete Cracker.
No, they never said that, but they said other words that are not appropriate. I would just say.
David, just give the same energy fucking back. If they can call you names, you can call them names. Still.
Kusumkukumkum.
Kusumkum is true. Somebody calls me retarded, I call them retarded. Just give it back. They call you a cracker, you call them a nigger, they call you a fag, you call them a fag, you know? I don't understand the big
Whoa, you can't say the F word. Wow.
Yeah, you can. It's 2026. It's not the fucking woke period.
David, we can say retard too.
Yeah, but with all due respect, you definitely cannot say the F word.
Cucked in America sometimes.
Why can't you call somebody a faggot if someone's a faggot? I could call someone a cunt in Australia and it's a compliment. What are you talking about? Wait. It's true. It's true, people. It's true. But why can't you call someone a fag if they're a fag? What's the problem? They can call me a fag too if they want. The difference is I don't give a shit. I don't understand why you're like, David, were you raised in like some liberal left-wing family? What the hell is this?